Hello, welcome to the news. This one is chock full of stuff, so no corny intro, and my tonsils are huge from being sick, so if I sound weird, that's why. Before we get into it, if you're interested, make sure to join the film club, where you get access to private videos, early access to other videos, input on thumbnails, priority when responding to comments, and more. So without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, so first up, we have another homemade 3D printed 6x17 camera. This one, unlike others in the past, which I didn't realize, is mostly entirely 3D printed. Now, obviously the lens is not crafted by this Reddit user, but rather they're using medium format and large format lenses. Yes, definitely some math involved to make sure that the focal plane lines up, which is certainly out of my realm personally. Math and I have historically never gotten along very well. Regardless, the camera looks cool and the images look great too. It's cool to see more and more of these intuitive, personal projects that hopefully will get spun into some commercial availability here. Which, speaking of, as of now, there's no plans to bring it to scale, but I'll link another project that is a totally free 3D printed 6x17 camera, and I think it'll cost like $300 to $600 outside of the initial printer to make. So check that out. All right, next, the ingenuity of this community continues to baffle me, and there's another camera we're gonna talk about here in a little bit that, again, is, I don't know, just kind of blows my mind. Someone managed to create a fully technical medium format camera that emulates the shooting capabilities of large format while in the form factor of a medium format camera. The creator shoots a lot of architecture photography where it's easy to warp building shapes and sizes, and thus using a large format camera that has the ability to tilt and shift the lens is a very popular option for him. Well, the creator bikes around Korea a lot, and carrying such a large beast of a camera is not super conducive to an enjoyable experience. From weight, setup time, cost, processing, it was clear they wanted to make their own camera. Now, the camera body itself is a variety of different materials, but is mostly comprised of 3D printed ones and then CNC aluminum. But it does take RB67 backs because, well, they're cheap, they have good ingenuity, and they're so accessible to get. The lenses that OP has been exclusively using is a 65mm and 90 Nikkor and Angulon. The camera also just looks nice. It's got good design elements and even has a classic wood handle that hipsters seem to love so much, myself included. Now, multiple designs in, the camera is churning out quality photos, and the creator seems to have really honed in on the design. As of now, they're not for sale, but they're talking about making them available for most likely around $800, so if you are interested, definitely comment down below. They're currently gauging interest, and the more positive reception, the more likely we'll see this come to life, so yeah. Compared to other technical medium format cameras, this one is quite a bit cheaper and would hopefully offer some post-purchase support compared to all these other dead camera companies. Again, needless to say, this is so cool to see small creators that are smart enough, I guess, and have the ingenuity to make stuff like this. Like I said, I certainly do not, which is why I went into video and photo, and it kind of makes me think what the capabilities of Kodak or Fuji would be if they really put their minds to making some actual film products, actual film cameras, you know, new emulsions, etc. in 2025. Hopefully with all this current positive reception on film, we'll be seeing more of that, so fingers crossed. As of now, the camera is called the Fish, or FTC1, which is the creator's surname, and if we get some more info or Kickstarter or release info, I'll make sure to include it in a future video. Next, we just got word from Silvergrain Classics and Jeff Bridges about the upcoming WideLuxx. Now, we just got some photos of the actual prototype, which looks gold-plated. Ooh, fancy, fancy. Now, in here it says that it's the first prototype, so that's pretty cool to see an actual physical prototype of this. And supposedly there's a video that they share that should be coming soon. Now, the video isn't fully released yet, but it should be on their website soon. It basically shows the owners and designers and shares their thoughts. A couple quotes from the blog I thought were especially important. 20 years ago, the WideLuxx factory burned down, so we decided that rather than letting our favorite camera die, we're keeping it old school. It's a film camera handmade in Germany, built to last generations. Again, I love to see celebrities and rich people, I guess for lack of better terms, who have the means to do projects like this actually go through with them and do them. Obviously, Jeff is a huge advocate for film and film photography, and for him to use his power and ultimately money for a passion project like this is amazing. We also heard from the other owners about how they're trying to keep the project as close to the originals as possible. Again, another super encouraging notion. Quote, "There will be many small improvements, but its DNA is still the Canon WideLuxx F8. We see ourselves as a bridge between the history and the future of analog photography. It's about the art and the craft of camera manufacturing, and about giving a new generation of film photographers the tools to create with." Now, if you missed the last update, we got news that the WideLuxx and its parts were planning to be backwards compatible with the old one. Now, I'm assuming this means that broken parts on an old one can be replaced by parts on the new one, which is super encouraging. It's cool to see support and infrastructure for the camera and not just see it die like many of our favorite film camera and film companies It seems like inevitably they all just go and pass away. Fujifilm's hand in film production is the one that I'm thinking of most recently, I guess. But yeah, it's really cool to see. Now to start campaigning to get one for YouTube. Next, Reflex has Lucky Film available seemingly worldwide. Reflex also has it available for 120, which we've heard murmurs of, but didn't have any concrete evidence of it actually existing outside of maybe on Chinese social media. Both are available for $10 a roll, and Reflex is eating the tariff costs, which is definitely a commendable feat. I'll definitely be scooping a bunch of this up to do a video, so stay tuned for that. Something I do wish is that they came in pro packs, as I would personally snag a pro pack or two, and I know the community would love it, but we'll see. If it's anything like the 35, which I shot in a video a bit ago, I know I like the medium format even more. Great news for film. I noticed the sample images are 35 millimeters, so I don't know. It doesn't look like they have test sample images of the 120, but the same guy who got the Lomo camera just a couple days ago, he actually has a video up on this film in 122, which I thought was hilarious, and yeah, dude's killing it with the relevancy right now. So definitely check out his video if you want to see some of that, yeah, as examples, I guess. Which, speaking of the Lomo camera, I'm not really going to talk about it here, as I made a video just a couple days ago talking all about it in pretty great detail and how I think it's going to trump a lot of the current modern film camera companies and even the AF1 that we'll be seeing here relatively soon. So yeah, definitely check out the full video. I'll link it up at the top, and yeah, let's move on. We also got word that OptikColour has been finalized for production and is available to purchase. Now it seems that it's actually only available outside of the US due to some tariff logistics, but for film shooters around the world, you can snag some for yourself. I really enjoy the images I got from my test rolls, and I'm stoked to see more and more images come out from the film stock, and once it's available in the US, you guys will be the first to know, so stay tuned. Next, Analogue Amsterdam just released a whole slew of photos, which is definitely exciting. Regrettably, they all have this white border, which is a bummer, as Instagram already loves to compress photos, as you know, and I'm sure we'd all love to see them in their full glory, so not a huge update. Also, most of them are cropped to 4:3, which is kind of confusing, so I'm curious if there's any word from them on that. You can't really see the sharpness of the lens, but something is better than nothing, certainly, and I'm stoked for this. I've been a huge advocate for this project from the beginning, so fingers crossed that I'll be getting one for a YouTube video for you guys to showcase at our earliest convenience. Next, we have a new product that's in motion from Revini Labs called an Autocollimator. These are designed to help you check lenses and cameras for accurate infinity focus, as well as an estimation of lens sharpness. It's designed to be affordable, compact, and easy to use. As of now, it's on pre-order, and once 20 people purchase, a run of 50 will be made. The pre-order is for $100, but then once they're ready to ship, you'd pay $600 and then the shipping cost. Personally, I don't know much about these tools, but from a little research, most of the other products are way more, so this could be a great price point for it. Again, I don't really understand it all thoroughly, and there's some specs that I'll throw up on the screen, so we have them, but I'm not going to act like I understand all of this, to be honest. Cool to see Revini Labs churn out more and more products after we saw a good light meter come out this past June or July, I think it was. I've really been enjoying mine and have a video coming out soon. All right, we got some more info on the handmade Suzuki camera, and shocker, I'm just an idiot and it's not made or have any affiliation with Suzuki, the motorcycle brand. One of you brought to my attention Suzuki is a popular surname in Japan, which, yeah, in hindsight makes total sense, and that this is merely coincidence, but my lust for Japanese automotive stands true. In their most recent blog, we got a whole slew of info, starting with specifications on the two prototypes that are to be released soon. The camera copies a Barnack style camera or an early Leica camera. The blog continues on about the materials used, how the current prototype is using steel but planning on using titanium in the future, which creates just a much more robust camera. The blog continues on to say, the camera uses a single axis, horizontal travel metal focal shutter. Its design focuses on two main points, slip position control and reduction moving parts. It then breaks down these a bit and goes on to promise that once complete, this will be the world's lowest friction shutter with the fewest moving parts. A pretty bold but exciting claim. The Film Advance uses a bottom-mounted trigger mechanism, allowing the top section to be dedicated entirely to the large viewfinder assembly. The shutter mechanism is located on the right, achieving perfect lateral symmetry, an extremely rare design for a horizontal travel focal plane shutter camera. The viewfinder will feature an exceptionally long effective base length, achieving world-class rangefinder precision. However, since the rangefinder design is not finalized yet, the first stage prototype will include a 28mm real image finder. A distinctive feature is that the erecting system uses an erecting lens instead of a poro prism. Oh baby. Although erecting lenses typically result in lower image quality, the enlarged finder volume allows for a longer focal length, minimizing optical degradation. In the future, this design could evolve into a variable magnification finder using turret-mounted or sliding lenses. Thus, the use of an erecting lens is also an experimental step towards future development. I'm stoked to see more and more of the design, details in the lens, and ultimately some sample images. I'd imagine as we're getting close to finished prototypes, we could be expecting some sample images as early as next year. So cool, but somewhat random to see more and more of this camera coming out, and that there's a supposed prototype here out already, and there's another one coming soon. Yeah, interesting. It does seem like they're not rushing it and doing their due diligence for it, which I think is definitely a good thing, especially in the modern world of film cameras. All right, some film adjacent news. Our beloved Kodak is sponsoring a bobsled team, of all things. A rich donor and close connection to Kodak was able to get this sponsorship locked in, and to me, brings some nostalgia to some of these international sports. Sponsoring Olympics and sports has been a long time ordeal for Kodak, so it's great to see a return to form in some ways. While it's not a huge wrap or anything, it's great to see this logo more and more in the modern world, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So Reflex Lab, a company that I've shown on the channel and respect honestly quite a bit, is doing a unique product with film photography. They're offering to convert digital photos into analog film. Quote, "We've engineered a custom machine specifically designed to expose your digital images onto Kodak motion picture film, ensuring that your photos maintain the authenticity and quality that only real film can offer. Unlike digitally printed fake slides, our process results in genuine slides with vibrant film-like colors, real grain, and physical copies." Now, for many of us film shooters, not sure this comes into play for us a ton, but for people on the outside looking in, this could be super appealing. Getting that film vibe without needing to know how to shoot it, and honestly probably saving yourself time, money, and pain. Now, to me, because they are film positives, it's easy to see the appeal for collecting or framing or passing them on to the next generation, knowing they're gonna last much longer than digital files. Pretty cool. I could see this being a great art piece for on the wall, or honestly a great gift for a loved one, family member, girlfriend, spouse, etc. So yeah, pretty cool Reflex. So we've got another 3D printed camera, which is quite different than any of the ones we've covered historically on the channel. It has 99 lenses, all being 50mm f8 fixed, but creates this super cool kaleidoscope stylized effect. The camera shoots on Fuji paper and leaves more questions than answers. Again, I went to school for film and journalism, so this level of engineering just hurts my brain. Apparently every image needs to be flipped and turned in post, which is due to the strange sheet of lenses that it uses, but the final images created are something else. As of now, it's all the info on it, and to my knowledge, no plans for a commercial release, but if I find out more, you guys will know soon. As of now, that's all the info that I have on it, but once I get some more, you guys will be the first ones to know, so stay tuned for that. All right, so you guys are probably well aware of the Camp Snap products that have seemingly gone pretty viral, and then some of my subsequent reviews of them. Well, we're getting another similar digital camera product that aims to replicate the look of film. It seems to have taken all the intrinsic qualities of the Camp Snap, but upgraded a lot of the hardware. It's got a huge, easy to see through viewfinder, 35mm lens with a 43mm thread, xenon flash, a cold shoe, mechanical winder, 2 different colors, and name brand film filters. Some pretty cool stuff. It also aims to allow about 300 photos per charge, and the internal storage can shoot over 1,200 photos at a time. There's also an app that allows you to check your photos and see some other noteworthy details and settings. And as of now, there's no price details, but their Kickstarter is preloaded and ready to rip for early 2026. Specifically, I heard sometime in February. So definitely stay on the lookout for that if you're interested. Otherwise, it's going to wrap it for this one, guys. I'm going to rest because I'm still quite sick. It's a lot of news. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what you're most interested for. Till the next one, stay safe, stay shooting. Adios.